Moments Homebrew, coming at you with a beer review on a Thursday evening. That's right. And what have we got today? Well, we're going to the East Coast today. We're going to Massachusetts. Massachusetts? What's there? Well, that'd be Clown Shoes. That's right. And today we've got Josh the Guava King. Josh the Guava King. You know, I saw that name and I just had to try this one. And I happen to have just had some guava juice today. I do love guava juice, so I'll know if it's on par or not. This is a Clown Shoes beer again out of Ipswitch, Massachusetts. It's a double IPA, an Imperial IPA, and they actually made it with Fresh Guava Puree, and then they dry hopped it with Mosaic hops, so this should be interesting. Now, the beer was actually made in honor of Josh Baggett, and this is a gentleman that was said to have sold more Clown Shoes beer than anybody else out there, and so they made this beer in honor of him. And this is a shot of Josh shredding a guitar in outer space as he pedals a pink training-wheeled bicycle while baby unicorns are born in his wake and the monkey on his back juggles guava and his crown. Some people have got pretty wild imaginations here, you know. Interesting can, interesting artwork, but what the heck, and they make some great beer, so we're gonna get it cracked open. Well, this is a fairly clear beer, I'd say. It's got a full-fingered head on there. It's got kind of a deeper orange color, more like an apricot color, I'd say. Let's get the nose. It's there. It's light, the guava's light, but there's other stuff going on. It's interesting kind of nose though. It's kind of like a little deeper nose than I might have expected. And of course they did use a puree, which makes it interesting. But some of the first characteristics I got was it's got like a bit of a caramel, but it's kind of got a grassy note to it, an interesting grassy note, a little bit of berry coming off of it. A lot more than a little bit of berry coming off of it. So that's that Mosaic character. It often does that with some beers. A light citrus. You are getting some tropical. You definitely are getting the guava. You're getting some other tropical characteristics as well, and a little bit of resin going on there too, so some pine character. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's kind of inviting. I'm not getting much more than that. That grassy character really threw me at first. We're gonna jump in. Cheers. Well, up front, on the front side, you definitely get the guava along with the malty character. And it's a pretty full malty character to it. You know, good bit of caramel on it, but you totally get that backbone of the beer on this one. The guava is unmistakable. Not quite like drinking guava juice though, of course, but it's interesting because you have so many other things going on with this that it changes it up. It's kind of fun, kind of different. So beyond the guava, I'm still getting like that grassy character. I'm getting some pine and a little bit of resin character. I'm definitely getting berries though, just like in the nose, off of the hops. So that Mosaic hop really kind of came through. Most of the time I get berry character when Mosaic's put into darker beers. So it presents a really interesting sweetness because of the fruit. So we know anytime we add fruit, we're going to up the alcohol level. Now this is 7.4% ABV, but a lot of our alcohol level is going to come off the fruit that's fermented through and turned to alcohol. And fruit doesn't always come through real well, but this, you really do get the guava. But man, that character from the Mosaic hops really changes this up quite a bit. It's really funny. I have mixed feelings on this one myself. Part of it I really like, and part of it I don't care for. It's the bitterness on it is very different, and I don't know what they did for bittering. They may have used Mosaic for bittering. If they did, in my book, that's usually a mistake. So the bitterness, it leans into that berry character, and almost like I want to say like the seeds of like blackberries and things like that, boysenberries, blackberries, the seeds of them. So that's an interesting bitterness. Now that's mixed in with some resin, and it's more resin than pine, I would say at this point. But then you add that in with this real grassy character. So it's an odd balance for me. It's not fully working. I think that I might have done something different in terms of hops. There's some really fun hops out there that might have done a better job pulling out some of the tropical flavors. Like maybe to try to pull out some pineapple and things with it would have been fun. So I thought I'd check the canning date. It was canned on July 28th, and today is August 17th. So we're talking about, a pretty fresh can here. This is 3 weeks old. There's plenty of sweetness on it. You get that caramel character on it. It's not a heavy caramel, but it's there. It's a nice sweetness. So it carries through very well in terms of being an Imperial or double IPA. And it's quite balanced in terms of the amount of hops along with this beer. So it's not over hopped. I've taken a little time with this, and that's been kind of fun. As it's warmed, I get even more of the guava character coming on. But of course, it still has the resin, has those berry characters and so forth. And it's fairly sweet. That sweetness comes out even more as it warms up. Quite a unique beer. In terms of Imperial IPAs, man, it stacks up against some amazing Imperial IPAs out there. But I think it's quite good. It's still going to be just in that very good category. I'm going to give it an 89. Overall, I'm going to go down a little bit. I'm digging on it. It's good. The odd bitterness throws me. It's just a little bit off for me, the berry seeds, as I would call them. But still really tasty. I'm going to give it an 87 on my overall. Here it is again. It is Josh, the Guava King, from Clown Shoes Beer out of Ipswitch, Massachusetts. Make no mistake, this is a good beer. It's a very good one. I'd say go check it out, particularly if you like guava, if you like that kind of tropical fruit flavors, and you like a little bit of that resin quality. This is a good one to go with. This is Kevin at Clemens Homebrew saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I'll see you in the next beer review.